Hello, this is Manish Patel from the EII Capital Group. This is our weekly Ichimoku analysis for the global markets, and today is September 14th. We got a lot to cover, so let's begin. This is our normal disclaimer. This is for educational use only. All charts you're going to see are either from Thinkorswim, from TD Ameritrade, TradeStation, or FreeStockCharts.com. Here are my contact details at mpatel@eiicapital.com. You can follow us on Twitter, Ichimoku Trading, or you can access our new website at ichimokutrade.com for any of our free videos, heat map, or scanners. Okay, so we got a lot to cover, so let's begin because there's a big mess out there. So remember, this is the weekly time frame here that we're going through on the Ichimoku charts, and if you look at it, this is the German market, the DAX. Basically, we're getting very close to our support level that we've outlined for weeks, which is right around 5,000, and we're just sitting there waiting for that level to get there. We're just kind of hanging around there. We are way oversold, so there is going to be a pullback correction at some point, and right now, believe it or not, the resistance level is going to be this 55.50 level, which is the first one that we broke. So that's the minor one. The major one's going to be around 6,000, so we got to wait and see exactly what happens in the Frankfurt market. London market is a little more stronger than the German right now. As you can see, it didn't fall that much. Percentage-wise, they're almost the same thing, but this is still a little better as far as the charts are concerned. We started here. We got a support level of 47.50. If we break that, we are going to start a trend to the downside and start looking like the German market. So definitely be careful of the London market. If we break 5,500, then that bearish trend is going to be broken, and we're going to enter a consolidation pattern where we do have the possibility of going up to 6,000, which is the top of the range. The Paris market is trending down, as you can see. The next support level you have is around 2,500. Resistance level is going to be basically around 3,250. But this is trending down just like the German market. So out of Europe right now, London's looking the best so far as bullish is concerned, breaking down above the German and the franc. South Africa, if you look at the ETF, really doing nothing as usual, just going sideways. Israel, as you can see on the ETF, it's just going down. We got to our support level right now. Key is where we're going to end up at the end of this week. So next week's video will tell us a lot in regards to Israel, but I have a feeling we're going to sit there and hold there right where we're at right now and for a while. Turkey, if you look at Turkey, it has started a trend down, doing a minor pullback right now, but this trend is a bearish trend going down, a little oversold right now, so it needs a pullback. In regards to the ETF, the support resistance levels are going to be around 56, support level is going to be around 42. Okay, Russia, if you look at Russia, this is now finally broken down, and believe it or not, if it's on this ETF, if it breaks 2150, this is going to start a trend to the downside, so watch out in the Russian market too. Okay, nothing is protected there. Stockholm over here, as you can see, it started a trend down. It's at a major support level of 850. If it breaks that, then this thing can sit there and start going lower and start a trend, but right now it's just holding its ground. Okay, let's go over to Asia now. Let's go to Shanghai. We're kind of hanging around here at the support level right now, 2,400. As long as we hang around there, don't break that, then we're not going to get to the next level, 23. But we basically are in a bearish trend right now, getting a little oversold, so it can sit there and start going back up. The next resistance level is going to be at 2650. Hong Kong has broken down. We're at a major support at 19,000. If it breaks to 19,000, this is going to start a trend to the downside, so be very careful as far as the Hong Kong market is concerned. The Bombay market has started a trend, a bearish trend. We pulled back up, and if you look at it, we're starting to look like to retest the lows here, getting close to 15,500. 15,500, so it is bearish too there. Australia market, it is holding up very well, especially after the spike down here, but it does look like it does have a possibility to go down and retest that little spike low here, and to go all the way down to 4,000, so be very careful. 4,500 is basically a support level, but right now the Australian market does look to go down. Korea, if you look at Korea right now in Asia, is probably really strong, really hasn't broken down at all. Support levels at 1,700, and resistance level is going to be around about 1950. Okay, let's go over to the Americas now. Let's start going over to Mexico. If you look at Mexico, it did have a push movement down, never followed through at all, started a trend. So this thing is basically in a consolidation pattern right now. It's at a minor resistance level right now as far as that's concerned. Canada, if you look at Canada, broke down, looks like it's trying to retest the low at 12,000, and it is starting, looks like it's going to start a trend here to the downside, but you never know because it is oversold now and kind of retest this little pivot low almost. So it could go either way right now as far as the TSX is concerned. Okay, Sao Paulo, Brazil had a huge movement down here. We now have a pullback about, I would say, about 58,950 is basically the major resistance level, and 47,500 is the major support level. So we're pulling back to the resistance level at that point. What happens will be the key question. Okay, and then lastly, we're going to look here at this one, which is Colombia. And we're just sitting there consolidating, nothing really going on. So let's now go to the US markets, go look at the Dow futures, which are being the strongest one. If you look at the weekly time frame here, we kind of held our support level right here at 10,794, and we're holding that as far as the weekly is concerned, and we're trying to get back to resistance level 11,575. If you look at the daily, it just looks nasty. This thing is just consolidating with big huge swings. This thing has got to get above 11,575 to even start a bullish trend at all. If we don't, then we're pretty much going to range between 11,575 and 10,795, which is almost a 500-point range movement. Okay, next is the ES. If you look at the ES, it's not in the cloud yet. This is basically consolidating too right now. The more this consolidates, the more it takes momentum away from the bears. And just like the Dow futures, the daily is just nasty. And we're basically ranging between 1100 and 1220, 1215, 1225. So nothing really going on as far as that's concerned. NASDAQ, if you look at the NASDAQ, a little more stronger because it's at the top of the cloud. Okay, but it's still ranging too. If this thing could sit there, and it's actually, this is turning out to be more bullish right now in the daily time frame than anything else. So if this thing could sit there and get to 2300, this thing can start a trend very, very fast. So this doesn't have much requirement at all. So I'll definitely probably start looking at more towards NASDAQ stocks right now and being bullish. Okay, and then lastly, Russell futures, nothing going on. I sit there, it's the weakest of all the markets right now, and you could see that it's ranging basically between 1620 and 741. That's it. I hope you enjoy it. Speak to you next week.